Hey guys, welcome to my book discussion of Daughter and Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. First off, let me just say that I love this book, gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really loved the original plot line, and there were a lot of things that happened that I would have never thought of before and that I've never seen before in any other kind of fantasy book. So I really loved all the new things that Laini Taylor brought into her story. I love the plot and the characters and the different angels and chimera. They're called chimera, right? And just all of the unique aspects that she put into everything. I just loved the story. I absolutely loved Karou. I loved how she made her hair blue and how she knows 26 languages. That is the coolest thing. And how she's able to grant herself all these wishes by the beads that she carries around her neck. That is something that I would like to have. Okay, so when we started the book, I was a little bit confused because they kept going back in time to these other people, and I didn't really understand what the connection was. And obviously, we learned later that it's Akiva and Karou. I thought that it was kind of like insta-love. Later on, you learn why they fell in love so fast, because they were really in love in that other life of Karou's, and Akiva's, like, what was it, 30-50 years ago? It really annoyed me that Akiva was so obsessed with Karou, but we didn't know why. I was like, why is he pulling some like Edward thing and like watching her and studying her? And we don't know the reason, but later on we learn. And so when they would do the flashbacks to the time of the angels and stuff, and they were telling us about Madrigal, I was kind of connecting the dots, and I was like, okay, well, Karou is somehow connected to Madrigal. Is she herself? I thought this at the beginning, but I didn't know exactly how that could have happened. I was like, okay, so is Karou Madrigal's daughter? Is she like a reincarnation of her or something? I wasn't sure. One thing that I loved seeing was when they finally broke the wishbone, and Karou was able to see all of the things that had happened in Madrigal's lifetime and everything. And I really loved one part where Madrigal is learning how to do the magic that Brimstone is teaching her, and she says something about how I would love to have blue hair. And so we connect the dots of why Karou now has blue hair, and I really liked that connection. And I also really loved the concept of bringing people back to life. Not people, the chimera. Putting their souls in the thuribles and then transferring their souls into the new body with the hamzas on their hands. That was something that I have never seen before. And the fact that Brimstone just invented this reincarnation process, I just really thought that was the coolest thing. And then it all made sense when Karou went to Izel, something like that, and he said, oh, that he wanted baby teeth at one point. And then it like makes sense, because of course Brimstone would want baby teeth only once, because that was to make Madrigal into Karou so that she could live again. Okay, tell me if you guys thought this too, but whenever Akiva was talking about Madrigal, whenever he described her, you know, with the horns and the wings and everything, didn't you kind of envision Maleficent, you know, in the new Angelina Jolie version? I totally pictured Madrigal as like Maleficent, like a different kind of version, but that's what I pictured with the horns and the wings and everything. And another thing, the part at the end where Thiago finds out that Madrigal and Akiva are together, so he kills Madrigal and he beheads her in front of Akiva, and it totally reminded me of the movie Underworld. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I think it was Rise of the Lycans or something. And there's a part in that movie where the main vampire guy, I forgot his name, he finds out about his vampire daughter and Lucien, something like that, the werewolf, that they're together. And so it totally reminded me of the part where Lucien has to watch Sonia die when they drop the sunshine on her. So yeah, that scene just reminded me of the scene in Underworld when Lucien had to watch Sonia die, and it was just very sad all around. Okay, one thing that I refuse to believe is that Brimstone is dead. As I'm filming this, I have already read the first one, obviously, and the second one, and I'm about halfway through the third book. Okay, this is kind of a spoiler for the following book, so if you don't want to know, kind of just like mute it until I put my hand down, I guess. I refuse to believe that Brimstone is dead. Like, he's still not around in the second book, and halfway through the third book, it just doesn't make sense to me that he wouldn't somehow come back, since he's like the creator of this whole reincarnation thing. There has to be a way for Brimstone to come back to finish teaching Karoo about bringing people back and everything. So we have the whole story, and Akiva and Karoo are like falling in love, and it's all cutesy between the two of them. And then we get to the end where Akiva finally tells her and shows her that he killed Brimstone and Issa and her other like parents, basically. So obviously Karoo becomes extremely sad, and she becomes very angry at Akiva. I really hope that it doesn't come down to Karoo having to choose between Akiva and her family, because I feel like she would choose her family. And I really feel like the two of them are really good together, and they have really good intentions for being together, not only because they love each other, but obviously they have the dreams of uniting the Chimera and the Angels. So that's a good plus. I absolutely loved Zuzana, Karoo's best friend. She is the kind of comic relief in the story, and she like cracked me up the entire book. There's one part where she says, "I swear I hate more people every day. Everyone annoys me." Oh my god, that just made me laugh so hard. I was like, me and Zuzana are one. Alright, so one thing that I really love to do when I read books is to analyze the covers and see what the pictures and the colors and everything mean. So some of the things that I came up with were, I'm guessing that this is Karoo, right? So she's wearing this mask, and the first thing I thought of is maybe it represents the time where she's at the ball, where she's dancing with Akiva and she's wearing a mask, and he's wearing, I believe it was a horse mask or something, right, at first. Maybe the mask is like a representation of her like rebellion against loving Thiago and going with Akiva, kind of. And another kind of analysis that I made of the mask is that Karoo is masked from her past life. So this mask kind of represents her becoming Karoo and her forgetting everything that Madrigal had gone through, and not remembering Akiva or the past life or all the other Chimera that she once knew. And also the blue feathers on the mask would represent Karoo and her blue hair. There was my little discussion about Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Let me know what you guys thought about the book. What were your favorite parts? What were your parts that you didn't like so much? Did you like the book, period? Did you not like it? Let me know. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.